Hey guys, it's Kono. Round 4 of the finals is finally up. Let's check it out. Here we go. Final round against another Nico Robin deck. Now check out that Lakers proxy art. I'm not a basketball fan, but this art of her is definitely one of my favorites. Now there were other decks played that night. Dofi, Blackbeard, Bonnie, Marco, Purple, Luffy, and even another Lucci player. But I feel Nico Robin, however, to be a very overlooked leader. The fact that she banishes on hit and has a numerous amount of cards at her disposal that can banish your trash life is actually pretty good. Mulligans always take up so much time, so we'll just skip this. There are different builds for Nico Robin, especially the search part. You can use Law for the Straw Hat cards, Pudding if you do the Big Mom engine, and Clover for a massive trigger build. For this turn, he could be swinging 8k while ramping or Dureshi to have a free ramp, threaten banish, and or rip a counter out of my hand. Yeah, I mean it's the first attack of the game, so I'm not even going to try to counter that out. See, by discarding Dureshi, instead of using it this turn, Nico missed the opportunity to grab 2 trigger cards in hand, one for leader ability to ramp and the other to plan out his next move. Yellow never ceases to amaze me on their triggers. Nico Robin's trigger is really good actually. In later games, she could be used as a defense play, playing out her mom Olvia to have the leader be 8k during their opponent's turn, causing us to have to commit more Dawn than was planned. There are a couple ways to set this up as well. Using 8-drop Katakuri to throw her in life while Olvia is in hand, using Hiyori to trade out the card in life then play Robin there, or by luck of the trigger, having Robin already there with Olvia in hand to play out. Jewelry Bonnie is a great card in this deck. Since there's so many ways to get rid of life without attacking, you will almost always get her effect off, which is to draw 2 trash 1 in hand. A couple cards that give off this type of pressure are the new Nico Robin we saw triggered last turn, Soul Pocus, 6-drop Linlin, 7-drop Linlin, and other cards that are more high-end late game. I decided to let this hit go through as I was going to waste more cards than save for later. Nico did mis-sequence his leader ability before doing Bonnie's ability, but I just let him do it. It's locals, man. I'd rather play someone at their optimal than hand me the win. Unless it's at a larger event like regionals or an out-of-state competition, then you're SOL on that misplay. I do need to get rid of that Bonnie though. I know Sol can be used as a 5k base swing, but she's more threatening. I did try to get him to block with Sol by swinging 7k to life, but that plan didn't go through. Playing Rob Lucci can sometimes be a wrong play because your trash is essentially an extension of your hand with the right cards. Bottom decking 3 this early on makes Tempest Kick less available to use sooner if needed. This is also why I run the pistols because it's a +3 in trash. I understand Nico probably doesn't want Lucci to be in trash, but he will swing 6k base per turn if not, and I'll eventually see the other copies anyways. I countered out here because I need to fill up my trash, especially with CP cards and 2Ks to potentially grab later. Consider it a 2 for 1 move, but you can see the toll it takes on my hand, right? Luckily I had Zoro in trash for this next Gecko play, minusing 1 with leader Tourney, then minusing 2 with Zoro, and finally popping her with Lucci character, or else I would have had to use another method of getting rid of her. Now I do understand that my cost count was off since Nami has a 5 cost, but either way, she was still killable by Lucci since she was at 2 or less. See, this is what I mean as a Lucci player. You must clear board every turn if you can. This makes countering out easier because you're only dealing with the leader. The only problem is, this leader vanishes. Man, my trash is looking pretty small. Between the two swings this turn, I'll gladly take Luffy's swing over Robin's. For the Robin players out there, what are your 2K ratios? I've seen as much as 20 2Ks in a build. There are a lot of good ones too, like Nico Olvia, Beiji, Brule, Frankie, and even Hiyori and Satori. Beiji, in my opinion, is one of, if not the best 2K trigger in the game. I cannot stress how many times that guy has stopped lethal turns dead in the water, along with the 0 cost event. There's Gum Gum Giant, Purple's best defense event, minusing 2 Dawn and trashing 1 card to give 4k to a character or leader and drawing 2 cards to filter through, broken. Not gonna lie, seeing 2 of Nico's lives not triggering out felt pretty nice, unlike going up against Katakuri. That discussion's for another time. You know, it's actually kind of funny. My community knows I love using Finger Pistol, so when I trash it, something's up. I could either have another one in my hand, or I prefer having counters since it's getting close to the wire. You never know. I do have a Nico Robin deck built, and I must say, I don't use Yamato because of the situation. You're aggressively getting rid of your opponent's life while also being a 4 life leader that's getting swung at constantly. Yamato would just be a heal big body play and that's your turn. I prefer Katakuri over her as you can strategize offensively and defensively when you play him. 9-drop Linlin would have been a better play as well, if she were in hand. There are many ways to approach clearing Yamato this turn. Leader Swing, Ice Age Jack, Ice Age Finger Pistol, Leader Swing Rebecca Spandine Kaku Finger Pistol. Leader Swing Tempest Kick Gecko Rebecca Helmepo Spandine Lucci. Leader Swing Ice Age Suru Rebecca Brook. Leader Swing Ice Age Tempest Kick Rebecca Brook. The possibilities are endless depending on what's in my hand. Can you guys guess which route I'm going to take? I mean, to be fair, I can also have no destruction in my hand and just counters with the way that I'm swinging right now. If this Yamato stays on board, I could possibly lose. Remember what I said about trashing Finger Pistol and its reason why? This time it's true. I did have another one in hand. The reason I had 5 down up at the end of my turn was because I was hoping to draw Sabo with Jack's ability after KOing Yamato. All I have to do now is math lethal, just in case last life is Beige, you should disappear, or even Amaru. Nico played 7-drop Linlin here, and by my experience, I've lost games taking my last life leaving their leader to use Amaru, or in this case possibly 2 Olvias and a Dawn to make Robin the 12k leader. Swinging at me for game. I also don't think I had any counters in my hand, which made me even more obliged to heal Nico. Either which way, I would have just still healed him. You always gotta swing with the lower cost characters. A stray Egghead Luffy or Nami, Onami, and even Blaze Slice, yeah, that's a thing, can ruin my plans. Assuming those are both 2Ks in his hand, a 9K swing would have been a 100% hit, but I tested the water swinging 6K. Triggering Olvia's trigger, which is draw 3, trash 2, just like the Shirahoshi trigger. Seeing what Nico discarded, there are only 2 things I see happening here. No streamline of the 0 cost event, meaning I'm in the clear, or he gets the line of events and I lose the match. His trigger was Beiji though. If we were able to counter out the Gecko swing then take the next hit, that Beiji would have given him the match and not me. But overall, it's GG's, man. Hey guys, thanks for watching and welcome to my deck profile. We'll start this off with 2 Spandom Searchers. I understand most builds use 3 to 4, but I feel this is enough as there will be some games you don't even see him even with 4. This way I have more space for other cards. Besides, you'll mill him eventually, and you don't want to overmill your deck. Next we have Suru. I run 3 because she is a 1 cost who fits perfectly with my Kaido play or my Gecko play. She's also a 2k counter, which is nice to have. Next up, 2 Helmepos. This guy minus his 3 costs, so it works with my Gecko Rebecca Helmepo Spandine Lucci combo. As a 2 cost, you can also play him down and still play Gecko to take down even more cost. Next we have 2 Spandine. I did run a build that had 3 at one point, but the problem was I saw too many of him with no targets or enough CP in trash. Next we have 3 Brooks. There are different ratios for this guy, but I like him at 3. I see at least 2 every game, which is nice. He helps with the little bodies and that rogue -1 he gives if he stays on board for more than one turn. And of course, 4 Rebecca's. Being the best combo blocker for the color black, there are so many lines you can play with her, and is essential when playing Gecko as shown with Helmeppa. I can essentially grab anything you see on the left from trash, and play anything you see on the right from hand. Next I play 4 Khalifa. She's a 2-hit counter, CP, filters by drawing 2 trash 2, and can -2 someone on the field. If you ask me, that's a great way to fix my hand, trash, cost reduce a character, and have a body out. Granted she's a 4k power character, she's still a threat. You can also play her with Spandine. Next we have 3 Kaku. Some people like playing Who's Who because of his trigger and ability to KO on play. Since I run Finger Pistol, I feel that Kaku with his cost reduction of 3 has a stronger argument to have, plus I can play him with Spandine while having a 5k body on board. Next we have the man himself, Rob Lucci. I played 3 because I mill more than the usual Lucci players, so I'm bound to see him in hand or trash. I've gone into a lot of debates that 4 is needed, but I feel very comfortable with this ratio. Also, if he's stuck in my hand, I can always use these 4 to throw him in trash. One Zombie Luffy. I have him in here as a 1 of tech for trashing. Even though it might not be good against decks like Blackbeard or ones that can KO, he can answer Black Sobbles and BY Luffy if they don't use Yellow Sobble to pop him. It recently worked super well against the Blue Doflamingo deck since Law can't bounce him back either. Only 2 Soppos. His KO prevention on play, being a 6k blocker, and being able to draw 2 trash 2 has always been a staple in black decks, and especially used against the mirror matches. I like using the Rebecca Sabo combo to block out the field. I only do that if I absolutely have to or if I'm ahead and want to lock in for the win. I do this combo a lot with the help of Mancheri in my Rebecca deck as well. I run only 2 Jacks. This is another conversation I've had with people in my community and they call me crazy for it. Most run 3 to 4, but I always see him even at 2. He has a great card and can do crowd control with the help of at least the leader swing. Gecko Moria. A must play 4. His ability is the bread and butter of this deck's top end combo play. Able to grab anyone at a cost of 4 or less and anyone 2 or less from trash in any combination simultaneously, making 1 active and 1 rested, opens up a wide variety of combos while being able to fill up all open spots in the character area. Next we have 3 Kaidos. This card is my other tech against decks like Blackbeard and BY Luffy. He's also really good in taking down big bodies like Shanks and Big Mom, as well as Doflamingo with the help of Ice Age or Tempest Kick. He can even trash Jack with the help of the leader swing. And finally, a playset of Tempest Kick, Ice Age, and Finger Pistol. The Tempest Kick and Ice Age are a must for cost reduction. Finger Pistol with the help of Ice Age not only can take down big bodies for 5 dong, it also fills up your trash as a +3, all while being a CP card as a target for Spandine and Kaku. And that's my deck profile. Thank you guys again for watching. Until next time.